Hi, I'm the Fantasy Guru, your spiritual guide to the top of your mini-league. The 2019-20 season is on the brink of starting, and we're more excited than Captain America looking at his own butt. Game Week 1 is just around the corner. We've done all the tinkering we could possibly have done by now, hopefully. So let's finalize our team for the first game week of the 2019-20 FPL season with our very first Fantasy Guru preview. Make sure to subscribe to the video and click the notification bell to ensure you don't miss anything this season. So, our must-have players for Game Week 1. Last season's top FPL scorer Mohamed Salah is the most obvious choice, with high-scoring Liverpool a good place to get Game Week 1 points. Salah allayed fears of his match readiness by starting in Liverpool's Community Shield loss to Manchester City last week, and he completed the whole game. The Egyptian looked sharp, with at least 5 goal-scoring chances, even hitting the post a couple of times, and making more shots on goal than the whole of the Manchester City team. We definitely expect attacking returns against the newly promoted Norwich. Salah currently sits in 47.1% of FPL teams, and is the second most owned player. Meanwhile, Liverpool teammate Sadio Mane may not even start the first game after his African Cup of Nations exploits, with Jurgen Klopp saying we have to see about his starting the game. So at least that makes this decision relatively easy. Liverpool's opening game weeks are relatively good as well, with great potential for attacking returns. While we're on Liverpool's assets, it's a no-brainer that the Liverpool defense boasts the most sought-after assets for Game Week 1 this season. My recommendation, the slightly more risque option, is Trent Alexander-Arnold. That's the one I'm going for. The concern, of course, is whether he is nailed on. Well, the stats from last season show that of the 11 games that Alexander-Arnold did not start, only one was for tactical rotation reasons, and that was all the way back in Game Week 8 against Manchester City. And anything can happen against Manchester City. That was when Joe Gomez was given the start. Apart from that, both Trent and Robertson missed exactly the same number of games due to rest. So a fully fit, rested Trent Alexander-Arnold is just as likely to start in Klopp's team as is Andy Robertson. Alexander-Arnold becomes even more valuable since he returned more points per minute last season and scored more bonus points per game. As far as the underlying stats are concerned, Alexander-Arnold trumps Robertson in almost every single metric. More crosses per game, more successful crosses, more chances created, more shots and shots on target. The allure of set pieces also plays a role, with Trent on duty for Liverpool's direct free kicks. So for me, Trent Alexander-Arnold is the obvious choice. Unless you're the rebel type that wants to get both Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson, then by all means go for it. Now let's talk Manchester City cover. The most obvious FPL choice for the 2019-20 season is last season's Dream Team midfielder Raheem Sterling. But, my pick for must-have from Manchester City's plethora of attacking options actually goes to the Belgian midfielder Kevin De Bruyne. Hear me out. First of all, he is a whole 2.5 million cheaper than Sterling, mostly because of his injury-ravaged season in 2018-19. But here's a mind-blowing stat. De Bruyne has 53 goal involvements, that's goals and assists, in his last 2 full seasons. In the same period, Sterling has 56, while Aguero has 52. If he manages to stay fit this season, I'm confident of a 200+ points haul this season, and maybe even sneak in above Sterling. Maybe. I just can't get past the balance that De Bruyne's lower price point offers to my team. Don't get me wrong, Sterling is FPL royalty, and if you can fit him in your team, definitely go for it. I'm only trying to find a way to save enough money to have a more balanced team. City's opening fixtures aren't bad either. Here's why I have Harry Kane as a must-have for the beginning of this season. Number 1, for the FPL royalty that is Harry Kane, the most dependable forward of the game over the past few seasons, a price of 11.0 million could be quite the steal. Number 2, Harry Kane and the Spurs team will be facing newly promoted Aston Villa, and if we've learnt anything from FPL over the past decade or so, it's that the newly promoted sides often struggle in the early stages of the season. Third, and possibly most importantly, Kane acts as a perfect candidate for instant switching if the first game weeks show us that Aguero, or Aubameyang, or some other premium player starts the season red hot. Tell me, how are you going to manage to squeeze in Aguero if he's on 2 hat-tricks in a row and your front 3 are Greenwood, King and Nketiah? Although he has been a notoriously slow starter in the past, this summer has seen his first time off in 5 years. He took the time away to relax and get married, and he now says, "I'm going into this season as fresh as I have been for a long while." Finally, former Newcastle man Ayoze Perez is the new big signing at Brendan Rodgers' attack-minded Leicester City. Many FPL managers are tipping Leicester to perform well this season, potentially even finishing over one of the big 6 to the European slots by the end of the season. A wealth of attacking talent is available in Leicester City, including FPL favourite Jamie Vardy, assist maestro from last season James Maddison, and new signings Yuri Tillemans and Ayoze Perez. And realistically, you could pretty much pick your favourite out of these options and he just could be fantasy gold. My pick, however, is Ayoze Perez. The Spaniard has found his feet quickly at the club in pre-season, scoring twice, same as Jamie Vardy. His opening match is at home against Wolves, who only managed to keep 2 clean sheets away from home last season, and he's only 6.5 million. Those are my picks in the Fantasy Guru preview of Game Week 1 in the 2019-20 season. Is there anyone else you think I should have included as a must-have for Game Week 1? Or perhaps anyone you think shouldn't be in this list? Drop a comment below, or you can hit me up on Twitter at FPL Fantasy Guru. Thank you so much for tuning in. Fantasy Guru signing out for now.